Greetings, this is the Timeshare Traveler. Today is episode 183. Blue-green purchase is final. Now what? So the overview is what this means for HGVMax owners, assumptions that I'm going to make about the integration, and I think they'll be probably reasonably accurate, and it's based on some feedback I got from some of the, I've been on some owner updates recently, and here's some things I think about managing priorities across brands. There's some things to think about, and as more information comes out and you want to make a decision, the purpose of this video is to try to give you some guidance on what you should be doing on a go-forward basis. So I just want to try to give you that information. And the question I have, and I thought since I have it, maybe you guys will have it too, is should you buy blue-green points before the merger, or should you just sort of see what the combined unit is going to be? And I'll talk a little bit about that, at least what my thoughts are. And then lastly, once we have the integration, what are we going to do as far as managing the HGVMax portfolio? So that's what I want to cover today. Before I do that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my channel. Come hang in there. I'll be right back to go into the detail. Hi, this is Cliff, and I'm the Timeshare Traveler. Welcome to my channel. The purpose of my channel is to educate those who love traveling in timeshares. I've been an owner for 15 plus years at timeshare ownership. I have elite ownership with Marriott, Hilton, and Worldmark. I have published over 100 timeshare video reviews, and I've published over 95 timeshare tips. I can be found on Facebook at Timeshare Trav, at Twitter, Timeshare Trav, and on the web at www.timesharetraveler.com. I'm back. Hey, so what does this mean for HGVMax owners? Well, more locations. They haven't identified them yet because I've asked a couple people. It's not released yet, and I'm part of the their marketing team. I go to their reviews, and I'm doing some blogs for Hilton, so I'm kind of a somewhat insider. But anyway, they have 49 additional locations. If you're already part of HGVMax, you don't need to buy anything. Now, I don't know if you're a blue-green owner, do you have to buy into HGVMax? I think the Diamond people had to, and I think HGVMax people, we had to do that. So my guess is if you're on the blue-green side, you'll probably have to do some form of purchase in order to get into HGVMax. And I think the other question you have to look at, and more of them on the East Coast, is are the new locations ones you want to visit? Because then maybe if you don't want to visit them and they're kind of nice to have, then maybe the 6-month window, maybe that works fine. Option, is there an opportunity to buy before the integration? Buying blue-green will give you priority in blue-green if it works like Diamond did and the way HGVMax did. Backed up with HGVMax in the 6-month window. Just to give you an example, this is what I did for Diamond, and I think it's worked out really well so far. I bought a trial package before it had already closed, but they still were selling it, and so that was called a sampler. And so what I did is it gave me 15,000 points, and I paid basically a maintenance for that. But then I ended up getting that money back, buying enough points, but I got to keep the 15,000 sampler points. So for the last couple of years, I've been able to go to quite a few of the Diamond resorts. And at the same time, I'm actually able to see a lot more visibility than you do when you're a Hilton owner. So I've been able to book points and use my Hilton Grand Vacation points to get more. In fact, in a couple of days, I'll be down in Avila Beach, down by Pismo Beach at one of the Diamond resorts, and I'll be there for a couple of days. So I'm looking forward to that. So that worked out well for me. So I'm kind of exploring options about whether I want to do blue-green. So I'll talk about that in another section. Okay, my assumptions about the integration. I'm assuming, because they're not changing the program, that the rules for the 6-month will remain the same for blue-green. The same rules for Diamond owners or Hilton Grand Vacation owners. The 6-month window for booking at all locations. Now, I know for sure right now the integration of the inventory for what's available in 6 months is not fully baked yet. So it actually is going to get better. So I think we'll see more availability than we currently have. Now the next thing, points. Standardization of points will need to occur across brands. I'm pretty sure they won't change the Diamond or the Hilton because we've already been through that. It's more going to be, as part of the integration, I think the blue-green numbers will change. And the other thing I want to mention is the values are vastly different when I look at the Bluegreen. So I have access to their PDF on all their sites. It's available on the internet. It's nothing special that I have. But Big Bear, which is in California, a 2-bedroom in peak season is 26,000 points for a 2-bedroom per week. A 2-bedroom Founders, which is in Orlando, the peak is 16,000. Now, I'm not used to seeing that level of discrepancy between locations, at least on the Hilton Grand Vacation side, and have not noticed it even on the Diamond side. There may be some exceptions for some, like that, like the 2-bedroom's a little more expensive on the Maui location, the Hilton Grand Vacations versus the California Carlsbad. But it's not that great a difference. It's not 26,000 versus 16,000. So I think something's going to be done there, and there'll be some leveling. So that's one of the challenges I see facing that I need to figure out before I make any decisions. So that's that. So I've been thinking about strategy and managing priorities across brands. What's my strategy that I want to do? Should I have a few points with priority for each brand and then leverage the 6 months? And then, for me on the West Coast, a small amount of Bluegreen is more than enough. And I don't even know if I'm going to do that because maybe within the 6 months window, since it might be enough for me. So if you live on the East Coast, then Bluegreen may be more of a priority for you, and that's just a decision since Diamond had more sites for me, that were quite a few sites on the West Coast in Hawaii that I wanted. That's why it made sense for me to get unique stuff for that. And again, I'm going to evaluate the priority also of retail versus resale. I've been doing some research, and it looks like you lose, you only get your points at the home resort versus across. If you're retail, you do get a little more home resort capability, but more research and more on that later. And I sort of talked about it in the last slide, but leading right into it, really, it's should I buy Bluegreen? Should you buy Bluegreen points? Well, that's actually my question as well. Should I buy Bluegreen points? It depends on if you like the locations. If the locations, perhaps enough points to have one vacation with priority, with booking priority, and then the rest you'd be 6 months. Depending on if you already have a substantial number of HGVMax, which is where I am. If you're just all starting out, then maybe you'll have a little more flexibility to make this a little better. Now, the other thing I'm actually more thinking buying resale, and that way I have an inexpensive way to get in, and just I'll find my favorite resort, which would probably be if I can figure it out, it might be the Big Bear because I live in California, and that is a nice place to stay, but not sure. That's kind of my quandary right now. I'll need more information, but I think you need to be thinking about is Bluegreen an opportunity for you to see a lot more sites, and do you need the priority, or will there be 6 months? So I may not do anything and see about doing a resale once I get some experience, once they've got some integration. I don't think I need to be ahead of it like I was for Diamond, but I really wanted the Hawaii collection. And for Bluegreen, there's nothing that it means so much to me, but again, that may not be the case for you. My last topic is, now we've got 3 different groups. So before it was kind of like, we got Diamond, and we got the 6 month window, but now it's kind of like, okay, it's getting in some ways a little more complex. Now you have to think about Bluegreen, then you have to think about Diamond, and then the Hilton brand, and how much can you actually get with a 6 month priority window. And again, that's what I think I'm going to take the conservative approach, see what I can get out of the 6 month window, and then add afterwards. Because I think it's really all about priority when I think about managing it, because I have enough points. It's not like I need more points because I already have enough. Just don't use them at the HGV Hilton Grand Vacations. I use them at the Bluegreen. So it's I'm staying the same number of weeks. It's just in a different location. So I'm going to take advantage of the locations. But I don't know that I need more points. I think there's a future opportunity. Well, first of all, 6 month, the off-peak season. I think that's going to be the winner. Where you off-peak season, I think you're going to be able to do the 6 months. So if you're someone like me who doesn't mind traveling off-peak, the Bluegreen thing with the 6 month window may be just enough. But again, don't know yet. But that's currently how I'm thinking. Again, deciding about priority That's one of the things you have to think about. Again, I've mentioned that multiple times. Here's a future opportunity for HGVMax that may happen, and it's kind of curious because when I was in the point at Poipu, they talked about they took a whole building offline, so they had to free up a whole building's worth of points so they could renovate one building at a time. Well, as a result of that, they may be able to own those points so that they can put them in we'll call them into a trust set that might be priority windows across all locations. So part of me wants to wait to see if they create a collection, we'll call it, because that's what the diamond words for it are, a collection that gives you priority in all US Bluegreen, Diamond, or HGVMax properties, and those would be a different set of points. And so that's, I think, an opportunity. I don't know where that's going to happen, but I've seen it happen. Like that's what happened when Marriott created destination points. They sort of pulled from all of their locations. So I could see that as some of the inventory frees up, they could create a pool of points, I call it, but it would be some collection for the greater than 6 months that would allow you access to all the domestic Hilton sites across all the brands. Anyway, I'm hopeful that's going to happen. But we don't know 100% for sure, but hopefully you like the information and my thought process, what I'm thinking, and that maybe help stimulate what works for you. So don't forget to give the video a like, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe.